What is up, guys? Levi Peters. You're back at it with another YouTube video. I'm really excited today. I'm introducing a whole different, aquarium type pond type thing to you guys. If you watched my Instagram live, I did give you kind of a sneak peek at it. It didn't really take much to set up. My original plan was to actually kind of do a small little shark tub and hatch a shark out of an egg actually, and just grow it out a little bit and eventually figure out what else to do with it. But I've just done a buttload of research on that and just kind of decided that that's not the way I wanted to go. So right now I've decided I'm going to go with a touch tank just for different invertebrates and certain weird fish like flounders and a couple other things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick look at that, and then we're going to kind of give you a quick glimpse at a new addition to the fish room. My friend actually gave me an axolotl, so we're going to look at that towards the end of the video just to give that a little shout out. Eventually he will have his own video. So we're going to head back there, kind of do a little short montage on it, and then we'll get into the nitty gritties. Alright, so here is the touch tank, or the touch tub, whatever you'd like to call it. Like I said, I did originally plan on doing a small little shark tank, just with a coral banded shark or cat shark, whatever you'd like to call it, just hatching an egg and just having one in here for a little bit of time. But as I just dug into the research and everything, I realized it's going to get so big so fast that I really just didn't want to end up doing that. I wanted to go with something that I could enjoy for quite a long time, and that is a touch tank with a bunch of different inverts. No, these damsels are not staying in here. I actually added them from a different tank because they had to be moved over because I moved the clowns into that tank over there. You can kind of see them right there. So that's what I did, and that's why they're in here. So eventually they will be out of here. I do plan on adding one flounder in here at some point. There is plenty of space in here. Obviously these will end up coming out, so it does have more space. But other than that, everything is doing extremely well. I will give you a quick little tour on what's in here at the moment. Chocolate chip starfish, you can barely see him, he's kind of hiding behind this heater. This tank sits around 72 degrees, or this tub, whatever you like to call it. Short spine urchin right there. Sponge decorator crab, there's actually a red tree sponge on him. I actually fragged a little piece off of the one in my 75 gallon, and I threw it in there and he attached it to himself relatively quickly. So that was pretty cool. We have a small, decent sized arrow crab right there. There's one in the 75 as well. We got the mangrove trees, which help filter this thing, and they actually keep the nitrates and phosphates extremely low, which is pretty good. Sometimes the nitrates are actually a little bit too low in this tank, which isn't always the best, because you want to have a little bit of nitrate in your aquarium for your plants and everything to grow, or your algae. We have what am I missing? Oh, yeah. The pink Mexican urchin right there. I'm not exactly sure on the exact genus or anything like that, or the species name, but that is a pink Mexican urchin. You can barely see him right there, the light's kind of hard to see. He has that group of algae on him. This is the Group Mexicana or whatever. This stuff can actually get pretty invasive, so you gotta be careful. It can actually build up all the nitrates in it and actually release them and kind of nuke your tank. So you gotta be really careful with that stuff. I keep it relatively trimmed down. I don't add too much to each aquarium. There's actually a little bit in the sump over here on this tank, but there's not much, so I try to keep it relatively maintained so you don't have that problem of it nuking your tank. Like I said, future plans, more urchins, maybe possibly one more starfish. There's plenty of space in here, so hopefully they don't end up battling each other. And then just probably a couple more different kinds of crabs, maybe a possible decorator crab, not sure. But I am going to Florida here relatively soon, so hopefully we can pick up some interesting invertebrates and other different species for this little touch tank. Just about everything in here is actually from the Gulf of Mexico, except for the damsels. You can find certain species of damsels in the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic, but A lot of this stuff is actually from the Atlantic Ocean. We've got red mangroves you can find in Florida. It is illegal to take them unless they're pods, and you have to have a certain license for them. This guy right here is obviously dead. I just kind of found it in a package of live rock, and there he is. So that I just added that in there, and I never actually took it out, so I probably will eventually take that out. And this piece right here, I just tossed in here because it has some Kato on it. Yeah, just about everything in here is from the Atlantic Ocean. Sorry for that long pause there. Except I don't see much of these in the Atlantic. A lot of these are probably Indo-Pacific. I'm not exactly sure on the origin of the chocolate chip starfish. I didn't really do that research before adding it to this tub. But other than that, that's really what this tub is all about, and that's the plan for right now, is adding just more interesting inverts and a possible flounder in the near future. But other than that, I want to give you guys one quick little update as well. So right here you can kind of get a quick little view of my mini axolotl that was just brought in. I'm not exactly sure if it's a mosaic. I obviously need to clean the glass. I'm not sure if it's a mosaic or a wild, so we're going to have to figure that out in the future. Just want to give you a quick glimpse of that. He will have his own video in the near future. Like I said, next week is probably going to end up being a reef nutrition video. Definitely stay tuned for that. There's a quick shot of the 75 before we end this video right here. It's doing extremely well. I got more gourds coming in this week, so really excited for that. Other than that, guys, I know this video was a lot of talking in general, just talking about this new touch tank that I have and everything, but I really hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different than what most people would do. Most people just have tanks and everything. I wanted to go a little bit different. I am going to Florida soon, so I'm probably going to end up picking a couple cool invertebrates up for that touch tank back there that you can actually touch other than the urchins. So other than that, I really think that's about it. Stay safe and stay home. Keep yourself healthy. Wash your hands. I hope you're washing your hands. Don't forget to be the fish and keep reefing. We'll see you on the next video.